Good afternoon. You find me sat in the passenger seat of my own van because for some reason the way I parked, my driver's seat's in the sun and it's very warm. It's currently 12:30. I'm currently sat in Barry, South Wales. I've had a quick look on the feed on the CX to see if I can find a job going homeward bound, but at the minute, no dice. So I'll have a little sit around, see if I can find something going that way. Yeah, so this video is about the jobs that I post on the CX. So I posted only 4 jobs last week. It was a pretty quiet week. But I'm just going to go over the collection and delivery area, how many miles it was, what vehicle was used, and how much I was charged, or what bid I accepted on the post. And then how much of that is per mile. So yeah, the first one is on the 26th of July. We did a job from Ashbourne to Stockport. It was a Luton van, 70 miles, and it cost me £105 plus VAT, £105 plus VAT, which is £1.50 a mile. If I'm correct, if my maths is right. So yeah, I think £1.50 a mile is a good rate for a Luton. I normally pay a bit less on that run, but obviously fuel prices have gone up, so I understand why £1.50 a mile was one of the most popular bids I got from quite a few people. But I went with a company I've used before, and they did a cracking job as usual. And they actually did job number 2 for me as well, which was Stockport to Monmouth. So they delivered the Ashbourne to Stockport, and I was supposed to be collecting it and delivering it to Monmouth the next day, but I got stuck on another job, so I subbed it out and they were still in the area. So they bid on it again, and then they actually phoned me and said, "Oh, we're around the corner, we'll do it for this much." And I said, "Yeah, just go and pick it back up." Yeah, so they did Stockport to Monmouth in a Luton again, 155 miles, £210 plus VAT this time, which is £1.35 per mile. So not as expensive as the first job, but it's a bigger job, and they got a job straight away, so I'm assuming they were happy with that. They were then on site the next day on the 27th for an hour, about an hour and a half. They gave me half an hour free and then charged me for an hour waiting time, £25 per hour. Normally I pay £20 an hour, but £25, I'm still happy with that. It's a Luton after all. They need to be on the road making money. So job number 3. So job number 3 picked up on the 27th and delivered on the 28th. It was a big job. It collected from Cambridge, delivering to Perth, a whopping 469 miles. It was a small wheelbase job. With hindsight, it could have fit on a small van, but with the information I was given, that's what van I chose, small wheelbase, and that's what I charged my customer for. So yeah, 469 miles, and that cost me £420, which is 89 pence per mile. Now I got a lot of bids on this job, and they ranged from around the £300 mark all the way up to the probably £750 mark, I think it was. I went in the middle. I chose a driver that I've never used before, but I chose that driver because they had really good feedback, and quite a few of the others had negative feedback or comments made about them that weren't very good regarding coal loading and stuff like that. You can co-load as long as my job doesn't need delivering straight away and you ask permission. That's how I see it. Other people don't, but that's how I work. So yeah, small wheelbase, 469 miles, £420, 89p per mile. I think that's a good rate for a small wheelbase for a long distance job. Others might disagree, but yeah, I don't think it was too bad. And do you know what? I've said 4 jobs, but it was actually 5. Sorry, just forgot to write one of them down. So number 4, anyway, was collecting on Friday the 29th and delivering on Saturday the 30th. Collecting from Birmingham, B77, delivering to North London. it was a small van job. It was literally 2 plastic trays that weighed about 2 kilos each, which are about this big, and they were collected. Yeah, it could have gone in a car, could have gone on a motorbike, but small van, and 126 miles for £100 into London. So that was 79 pence per mile. That was the only bid I got on that job. His driver I've used before again. He lives just on the outskirts of London, and he wanted to go home, so that's the price he put in. I'm happy with that price because obviously it didn't cost me a lot. The driver was happy with that price, and I know there's plenty of other small van drivers that out there would be happy with that price. I do normally pay more than that, but normally if I get a low quote and it's the only quote I've got, I'll talk to the driver and see why they're putting in a low quote. And I offered him a little bit extra because he actually got I actually gave him the wrong collection address first, because I was giving the wrong collection address, but they were only a few miles apart. So I offered him a bit extra for that, and he actually declined it and said, no, I've done work for you before, I'm happy with what you're paying me, and I just want you to keep me in mind next time the job comes up. And I bid on it, so 100%, really nice guy. And if he does bid on any more of my jobs, he'll probably receive them. Right, so job number 5, I've not written it down, but I do know what it was. So it was a collection on Saturday morning from Lauder. Lauder is between, it's in Scotland, it's on the Scottish border. It's classed as Berwick-upon-Tweed, but it's actually a lot further inland than Berwick-upon-Tweed. And it was a site clearance. So as I mentioned previously, I do site clearances. We need a waste license for that. And it's not that easy finding other people that have waste licenses or are willing to do site clearances. So they had a waste license, they were happy to do it, they've done them before. They're based in Scotland anyway, and the driver was very happy to do a Saturday run so he could earn some extra money. So it was 72 miles, I believe, 72. It was around the 70 mark anyway, and that job was £165. Yeah. I'm not sure what the pence per mile on that one is, but it's over £2 a mile, isn't it? Yeah. But obviously he's on site for an hour, handballed everything on himself. Really nice guy. So, and the customer was happy with him when he delivered it back to them in Glasgow on Monday. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So yeah, 5 jobs I subbed out on the CX last week. I want your opinion. Like, most of the people that watch this channel are other drivers or other courier companies. I want to know your opinion on the prices that I paid the drivers. I want to know if you think it was fair, if you think I should be paying more or less, or if it's in the ballpark of what you get paid yourself. I'll be honest, most of the jobs I only make a really small profit off. Over the month I probably make enough to pay my CX membership CX membership add-on to post jobs, and a little bit of profit on top for myself, for the company, for days that I have off and stuff like that. The smaller jobs I barely make any money on, and I've actually lost money on jobs over the last couple of months, just because I've quoted them to a customer, they've agreed the rate, and then when I've gone to the CX, yeah, I've had some silly quotes for really easy jobs, and it's cost me money, but I've had to sort them out for the customer. But yeah, I want to know your opinion. That was only a quiet week. 5 jobs subbed out. Normally there's more than that. This week's looking quiet again, but hopefully the week after that should be busy. A couple of jobs a day subbed out. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's have a discussion about this. Let's have a discussion about people getting paid and how much they should be paid. and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.